Hi teacher and friends, thank you for the time given to me. My full name, Yohanes Pedro Karlota Djebatu. You can call me Edo. I come from 12 IPS2. I hope you and friends are always in good health and protected from the COVID-19. On this occasion, I will present my scientific what will the title the impact of free association for the adolescent or student, especially for student of Regina Pacis Bajawa Senior High School. Abstract. Free association among teenagers continues to encourage teachers and parents have an important role in minimizing the occurrence of the promiscuity among adolescents. Currently, promiscuity is one of the factors that make teenagers often fall into negative actions. Because in this scientific paper, I want to examine what factors influence the occurrence of the promiscuity and how to overcome the impact of the promiscuity. Currently, promiscuity also affects the behavior of teenagers, especially students of Regina Pacis Bajawa Senior High School. The effects of this promiscuity are many, such as smoking, fighting, and forming gang members to seek popularity. Based on the above statement, as well as the factor that occurred at Regina Pacis Bajawa High School. The research studied through the result titled The Impact of Free Association for Adolescent or Student in the especially for students of Regina Pacis Bajawa Senior High School. While the scope of this research in the directed at the research problem, namely, what is the impact of the promiscuity from students and how to overcome it, so that promiscuity can be prevented and the formation of children's development becomes better and more focused. Big preliminary 1.1 Background. Free association is an incident that often occurs among adolescents, especially students. In these adolescents, someone will tend to look for their own identity. Therefore, teenagers, especially students, will express a transition where they have a very high sense of curiosity and are more curious about the outside world. However, it does not rule out that high curiosity can plunge children into deviant behaviors. Often, it is not realized that these actions are detrimental to many people. Therefore, the role of the parents and the teacher is needed. There are various kinds of factors that influence the occurrence of the promiscuity. Some come from within and some come from outside. In addition, the family, every moment, is also a factor in the occurrence of promiscuity. Sometimes, in a family that is less harmonious and lack of love from parents can psychologically disturb a child and make the child look for desires in various places. even in place the deviate without realizing it. This actually make his future black. 1.2 Problem formulation. 1. What are the negative impact of promiscuity, especially for Regina Pacis Bajawa High School student? 2. What methods are used to overcome promiscuity? 1.3 Research objective. 1. As one on the condition for class promotions. 2. To describe every negative impact of the promiscuity. 1.4 Research benefits. 1. To grow and develop an attitude of the maintaining good relationships. 2. To explain in depth and detail about the negative impact that arise from promiscuity. 1.5 Research scope. The scope of the research is to focus on the effect of promiscuity of Regina Pacis Bajawa High School student. Chapter 2 Discussion. 2.1 Definition of the association. Intercourse is a process of the interaction carried out by individual with individual. It can also be done by individual with group. Intercourse is a very free, and the free influence is the shaping that personality of an individual. The association that is carried out will reflect his personality, both positive and negative associations. 2.2 Definition of the promiscuity free. Association is one of the needs of human beings because humans are human beings who need other people on a daily basis, and the relationship between humans is the fostered through and the associations. Intercourse is also the human right of every individual, and it must be free so that every human being may not be limited through associations. Human association must be free but still include legal norms, religious norms, cultural norms, and the social norm. So that free association that is limited by the rules and norms of human life will not cause negative impact that are detrimental. Promiscuity can also be defined as someone's social deviating from the right one to the wrong one. Free association is identified as a form of intercourse outside the boundaries, or it can also be called will association. 2.3 Factor that cause promiscuity. There are several factors that cause promiscuity among adolescents, namely 1. Parents factor. Parents need to be aware that times have changed the communication system, the influence of the mass media, freedom of the association, and the modernization in the various fields quickly affecting children, especially adolescents. 2. Factor of the religious and white. Religious and white are the foundation of an individual life. Without religion, their life will be chaotic because they do not have a view of life. Religion and faith can also shape individual personalities. With religion, one can distinguish what is good and what is bad, but adolescents who participate in the promiscuity usually do not know what is good and what is not good. 3. Changing times along with the times. Culture also develops, or what is often referred to as globalization. Teenagers, especially students, favor to limited Western culture that is different from ours. 4. Increasingly advanced technology. As time goes by, technological developments in the world at the increasingly sophisticated and make it easier to access things. This is what often makes teenagers and often fall into negative actions. 2.4 Negative impact of the promiscuity. It is undeniable that promiscuity tend to have a negative impact on the adolescents, especially Regina Pacis Bajawa high school student. The impact of the promiscuity is very much like what happened to Regina Pacis Bajawa high school student, such as forming gang members, drinking, smoking, and the fighting. From the result of the study, I think the promiscuity tend to have a negative impact rather than a positive one. Chapter 3 Research Methods. In this section, the research will explain the things included in the research methodology, include the type of research, the unit of analysis, sources, and data collection technologies. 3.1 Type of the research. The type of the research used is explanatory. 3. To explain the effect of the promiscuity and the specially for Regina Pacis Bajawa high school student. 3.2 Unit of analysis in the order to obtain accurate and recessive data in this study. The unit of the analysis is students who often experience problems in the school environment. 3.3 Resource person. The resource person taken for the study were students who attended Regina Pacis Bajawa Senior High School. 3.4 Data collection techniques. Data collection techniques used in collecting data are observation, interview, and browsing. A. Interview. One of the methods or data collection techniques to obtain information by using direct questions and the answer to respondents in this study. Researchers used the interview method in the trial and the definite where the interview had experienced that impact of the promiscuity in the high school environment of Regina Pacis Bajawa. B. Observation. This the technique is used by researchers to make direct observation on the object of the research that is still closely related to the impact of the promiscuity for Regina Pacis Bajawa high school student. C. Browsing. This the technique is used by researchers to add the research data to make it easier to conduct research, especially to find factors the trivial promiscuity related to student or adolescent, especially high school student Regina Pacis Bajawa. Chapter 4, Resign Feedings and Discussion. 4.1, Resign Feedings, the impact of the promiscuity for students, especially for student Regina Pacis Bajawa high school student. Impact of promiscuity, the future of the student will be black. It cannot be denied that promiscuity has more negative impact on students, especially teenagers. This often make the teachers and parents worry about the children's future. Therefore, it is necessary to pay actions, especially from parents and teachers to children. 4.2, Ways of Free Association means a friendship that crosses the boundaries of the rules or norms that apply in society. The occurrence of the promise has an influence on the themselves, their families, and the society. Therefore, adolescents need to avoid promiscuity. To avoid promiscuity, adolescents need to have an optimistic and confident attitude, so they make them appreciate themselves more and always carry out positive activities in order to divert negative thoughts and the behaviors. Chapter 5, Closing. 5.1, Conclusion. As social beings, we must maintain our interaction so that we do not fall into wrong action. Besides that, we also have to be smart in the closing friends so as not to fall into promiscuity, which has the marks and the moral of students, especially teenagers in our beloved country. Therefore, the teenagers today must participate in the more positive activities such as spiritual, extracurricular activities and other activities so that they do not easily fall into promiscuity. 5.2, Suggestions. Adolescents should always continue to involve themselves in the positive activities in the school and in the community. Apart from that, teachers and parents should always work together to control their students, especially Regina Pacis Bajawa high school student and students, in order to have a bright future. So, thank you very much.